Так, всем привет, с вами Земеля. Сегодня 9-я часть Kingdom Come. Так, что у нас там есть? Мы проснулись, да? Надо победить в соревновании. Так, ну погнали потихоньку. Поесть. Так, погнали сразу на соревнования. Сказали, что на следующий день оно как раз будет. Я боюсь пропустить. Так, я ставил на 6 утра. Время уже 10, что за бред? Ну, давай бегом, нам надо вниз, да? Где там проход-то у нас?
Hey.
Так, поговорить.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Бочонок вина, состязание лучников. Как насчет поторговаться? Ну-ка поторговаться. Крестьянский лук, охотничий лук. Ловкий как хорек. Книга о ловкости. Ее можно прочитать только после достижения 5-го уровня. Бля, возьмем 157. Нормально. Охотничий лук такой же, как у меня, я так понимаю. Лук достаточно мощный, чтобы из него можно было убить любое дикое животное. Ага. Ну-ка, давай нам его. Турниры и стрелы, я думаю, тоже у нас будут, да? Продать ранящие стрела. Так, надо вообще стрел набрать. 3,1, 6,2. Этих возьмем штучек 20. Так, сейчас, секунду. Алло. Да. Хрен знает, я не знаю. Ну сюда говорит. Блин, я стрим, я не смогу. Так. Поехали далее, да? Так, что там? Обычные стрелы, наверное, надо взять. Тоже штучек 20. Охотничьи. Турнирные нахер не надо. Улучшенные охотничьи. Корзина. И продать. А что, нельзя лук мой продать? Ладно, окей. Сколько? На сколько корзин-то? 652.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Well, we can try it.
Ну, что-то дохерища, конечно. Я набрал там. Я больше 600 не дам. 550.
Are we agreed?
I'd almost shake on that.
Ага,
Almost.
отлично. 600. Давай 580 тогда.
Finally, a reasonable sum.
Ну, норм, ладно. Я там дохерищу не купил. Умение читать. А, мне же надо научиться читать еще. Меня же не научили ни хера, да? Мне отлично подходит для стрельбы с седла. Плечи лука выгнуты в обратную сторону, чтобы компенсировать потери энергии. А это дороже. А, нет, вот это дороже стоит. Вот это ставим. Охотничий. А почему я это не могу ему продать? Сейчас, интересно, могу, нет? Продать. Ни хера нельзя. Ну ладно. Так, а я не глянул насчет того, что прочитать-то. Читать. Ловкий хорек. Изучить. Ты не научился читать и не сможешь прочесть эту книгу. Ага. Тогда назад. Ладно. Давай турнир.
Is there someone here who compete with me in archery?
Sure. There's always arrows flying here. First, I'll explain the rules to you. You shoot 7, 13, or 21 arrows, depending on who you're shooting against. The straw surround is worth 1 point, the white ring 2, and the
Ну, это я
bullseye
уже все
3.
слышал.
Whoever finishes shooting first gets 3 extra points. The
Последний еще
round
3
ends when
очка.
everyone has finished shooting, and whoever has the most points wins. It's the custom to wager on it, to make it more interesting, see? The better the archers you shoot against, the higher the stakes.
All right, that seems straightforward.
Just one more thing. Don't leave while the contest is underway, and never aim or shoot at anything but the target. Otherwise you're out. Got it?
Got it.
Окей.
How good are you with a bow? So I can find you a suitable opponent.
Давай с самого маленького тогда начнем. Новичок.
I'm a beginner.
Doesn't matter. At least you'll get a bit of practice. Beginners shoot 7 arrows a round. Splendid. Here's some arrows for you. But you can use your own if you want. Meanwhile, I'll round up the competition. Right, archers, let's begin.
Все, да? Блять, что, правее, что ли? Ну, давай ты быстрее-то.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Блять, еще правее. Тихо, до хери. Ясно. Погоди. А, я не натягивал же. Ниже, да? Ну, пиздец. Три очка. Круто. Вообще охеренно.
Contest over, archers.
Ни одного не попал. Смешно. Ну и чё, и кто? Говорить? Бочонок
I
вина.
heard there's a contest happening, and that the prize is a keg of fine wine.
That's true. I bought the finest wine to be had in the province.
I'd like to take part.
Do you know the rules?
А, за бочонок, да, знаю.
Splendid. Here's some arrows for you. But you can use your own if you want. Meanwhile, I'll round up the competition.
13 стрел. Надо, короче... Блять. Как он так летит-то по-дебильному? Что за идиотство? Ладно, хоть куда-то попал. Ниже надо стрелять. Так еще попал. Хорош. Хорош. Ебать, я снайпер. Чё ж до этого так не попадал? Блять, на мимо. Отлично. Очень плохо. Надо еще побыстрее. Есть. Отлично. Заебись, я выиграл. Шикарно. Давай мне бочонок.
Congratulations once more. And here, as promised, a cask of the finest wine in the province.
Thank you.
Там ни одного не раз попал. Здесь, блядь, постоянно попадал. Отлично. Так, ладно. Все, окей. Бочонок есть, да, у нас? Так, надо вот сюда вот зайти. К писарю. Может быть, сейчас он? Так, а кто-то мне здесь задание хочет дать, да? А, не все, да, тут. Никому есть не нужна помощь.
Aye, it could be something for you. You're the blacksmith's son from Skalitz, ain't you? The bailiff here could probably use you. He's got some jobs for the Skalitz refugees, but he's not sure who's good for what. He was moaning about it here yesterday. And that's not all. It might not be to your liking, though, on account of it's the executioner who's looking for someone. At least, that's what I've heard. Of course, folk here don't want to have anything to do with him. Only the more they avoid him, the more they gossip about him.
Ага, окей, я понял тебя.
Are you serious?
Так. Мне надо сюда. Так, пропусков нет, ничего нету, да? Задание-то где? Вот это что ли?
God be with you.
Как дела? Ну это все понятно, это мне не надо. Не пойму, это что? Нет. Ладно, короче, хер с ним. Писарь, где у нас? А, показывает вообще туда, да? Нет. У меня же было задание с писарем. Не удивлюсь, если он опять спит.
What the hell? What the hell? Good day to you.
Я могу вам
You
чем-нибудь
look like you've
помочь.
got a lot on your plate, Master Bailiff. Is work keeping you busy?
Busy. I've had so many visitors, I wouldn't wonder if the door fell off its hinges.
What's going on?
I've been given the task of putting some of the Scarlet's refugees to work. It's not that there's a shortage of jobs, the problem's sharing them out fairly.
I understand. Everyone has mouths to feed.
The worst part is they won't tell you who really needs a job the most, but you might be able to help, Henry.
How?
They're like to be more honest with you, so you can find out who's in the most need. And you can decide for yourself who'll do what. Will you help?
Угу. Ладно, я
If you need
помогу.
help, I'll do whatever I can.
You're a godsend. I'm sure it won't take too long. You know how the refugees are getting on, don't you? But ask around if you need to find out more.
What kind of work are we talking about?
Well, old Hagen is looking for a cook, and we need 5 carriers.
A cook and 5 water carriers. That sounds simple enough. Is there a problem?
A little. We need 3 water carriers, but the other 2 will have to carry, begging your pardon, shit. Or as the Pope would say, excrement.
Ага. Так. Почему это вас так беспокоит? Мне нужно больше знать о работе поварихи. Так. Кто может рассказать мне
Is there
больше?
anyone who can tell me more about it?
Yes, the merchant Conrad Hagen is the one looking for a cook, so you can talk to him. And young Alex will know which of the Scarlet's folk are best suited to the job.
Ага. Почему это вас так
How come that's
беспокоит?
such a cause for concern?
For one thing, they're afraid of me, and I can't get a straight answer out of any of them. So how the hell am I supposed to make the right choice?
Oh, they're desperate. You can't blame them.
I don't, but I might end up picking some good-for-nothing who'll just booze his wages away.
Угу. Мне нужно больше знать о работе для
Can you
поварихи.
tell me anything more about the cook?
You'll have to ask Hagen yourself. I couldn't get a straightforward answer out of him. Maybe he's changed his mind.
Мне нужно больше знать о
What do I
водоносе.
need to know about the water carriers?
We need 3. Right now, some of the burgers' hands are doing the job.
And they need to go all the way down to the river for water.
Of course, where else would they get it? Gallows Hill? It's not an easy job, but someone has to do it.
Так, а другие
What can you
водоносы?
tell me about the other carriers?
It's dirty, but it's a job that needs to be done. There'll be more than enough work for them. Some places are overflowing.
Sounds disgusting. Why would anyone want the job?
If all else fails, I'll pay 2
2 раза
groschen
больше.
for every one I
Отлично.
pay the water carriers. That might convince someone.
Уйти.
That's all I need to know.
Good luck, then.
Так, мне надо поговорить с этим.
What are you doing here? Get lost, or you'll have me to reckon with.
Давай, просыпайся. Блядь, опять спит, а? Ну сколько можно спать? Это пиздец.
How are you, Henry?
Well then. Hey, what? Be quick about it. Hey.
Да встали уже.
You there. Stop.
Пиздец, писарь, который спит, блядь, круглосуточно. Ты почему на меня, блядь? Ты что, дурак, что ли, совсем? Вообще, что ли, больной? Вообще больной, блядь, дед.
Is that all you've got?
You call that combat?
You've got to be kidding.
Are you?
Go there. Fuck off, don't come back.
I told you to clear off, and I was deadly serious about it. Well, you won't forget this in a hurry, because it'll take a nice pile of coin to fix it.
Хуя охуевший. 139. Мне доверили секретное задание. Смотри, куда идешь. Я служу господину Ратае. Не зли меня. Так, мне доверили секретное задание.
Look, I'll tell you the
Успех,
truth, but you
отлично.
mustn't tell anyone. The Lord of Ratai sent me on a secret mission, and to do it, I have to bend the law a little now and again. Understand?
Well, I thought... That is, I had no idea. If that's how it is, of course you may go.
Ясен хуй. Все, дубину бери, придурок. Так, ладно. Это да, он меня, короче... Новое умение. Ладно, хер с ним. Тоже какое-то новое занятие. Тоже новое занятие. Пойдем с бабенкой погуляем. Пускай сам спрашивает своими этими. Пошел он нахер. Стоять, Тереза. Так, тебе что-нибудь
You want
нужно?
something?
I'd like to ask a favor of you, Hal.
Of course. What is it?
I heard you're picking people to carry water. No one needs the job more than Antonia.
Adam never mentioned any Antonia.
I'm not surprised. But Antonia really needs that job.
Так, тяжелый труд, что с ее мужем? Это тяжелый труд, в
I think
донос.
she'll be able to handle carrying those buckets. It's quite far, and up that hill.
She's no princess. She's tough enough.
Угу. Так, хорошо, я буду иметь ее в виду.
All right. I'll bear it in mind.
Bear it in mind? What does that mean?
It means I'll think about it. The bailiff has the last word.
Well, if he's got something against giving the job to a woman, then try and get Vincent in at least. He might not have anyone on their deathbed, but his mother has no one else.
Подожди. Давай погуляем.
Shall we take a walk?
You don't give up, do you? Well, let me think.
I've got lots to do right now. But I'd love to go another time. Will you come and see me again?
As her ladyship commands.
You jester.
Угу. Окей, все. Так, ладно. С вами хорошо, но мне надо сюда. Надо, причем, наверное, вот сюда. Сначала и влево. От этой развилки. О. Ну-ка. Должно уже как раз быть-то. Вот, отлично. Так, ломовая лошадь. Ваша лошадь может нести больше, но двигаться будет медленнее. Не сочетается умение так скаковая. Ваша лошадь скачет быстрее, но может нести меньше груза. Не сочетается умением. Так, ну ваша лошадь скачет быстрее. Так. Нам прямо, да? А, вот как раз направо уходит дорога, отлично. Так, теперь нам налево. Так, а вообще мне надо направо теперь как-то уйти. А, вот она, дорога пошла. Так. Что у нас здесь? А слева у нас кто? Кузница, да? Пойдем дальше. С этим поговорить. Точка перехода открылась.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Так, ты лучник?
What's with the targets? Are you an archer by any chance?
I notice you're asking questions. Are you the Inquisition by any chance?
No, I'm Henry, of Scalise.
From Scalise? I'm Vatek, from here. Why are you so curious about the targets?
Так, я заинтересован в стрельбе из лука. Не буду состязаться. Я заинтересован в стрельбе из
It's
лука.
just that I sometimes try my hand at archery too.
Try your hand, do you? I know plenty who do. When you can score as high as me at chumps, then I might be impressed.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Never played chumps? And you call yourself an archer? All right, Henry, listen up. Chumps is a game for real archers. It tests your strength, stamina, and accuracy. And it can be a nice little earner. Unless you're, well, a chump.
So what exactly is it?
I'll tell you. A bunch of logs are floated down the river. Then you count to 20, and the archers run along the banks after the logs. At the end of the course, someone collects all the logs and counts the strikes. Whoever has the most, always meaning me, wins the bout. Each archer has 20 arrows with their own colored fletching, and the contest ends when the last log floats through the finish line.
Sounds like good fun.
Fun? My friend, it will bring you out in a proper sweat, and you'll be well pleased to hit just 1 or 2 blocks. So how about it then? Fancy a bout? You'll need your own bow, but I'll supply
Ну,
the
давай
arrows with
попробуем.
colored fletching.
Давай, окей.
Come on, then. Ah, one more chump. Excellent. Now you have to bet at least 10 groschen, 50 at most. There'll be 3 archers competing at the time. The winner gets triple his wager, and the second gets his coin back. So how much will you bet?
Да давай за 10. Пока.
I don't want to lose the shirt off my back. I'd best be careful.
That's the betting over with. Now here are your arrows.
Угу. Так, как можно число стрел с цветным оперением бревна.
And now.
А все, да, можно?
Bloody hell, the wind took it. Almost had it. Almost had it. Let's see you beat that.
Блять.
Bloody hell, the wind took it. Ah, well, I won't miss the next one. Hit home.
Попал вроде, да?
I've got this easy. What the hell are you doing? Damn, missed.
Лучше вот так вот, чтобы Я мог попасть.
You've no chance against me, amateurs.
I won't miss the next.
See you beat that.
Попал.
Hit home.
Bloody hell, the wind's took it.
Jesus, look where you're going.
Бля, вроде попал, нет?
Hit home.
Попал.
Almost had it.
Попал.
Bloody hell, the wind took it.
Попал. Бля, все запутался. Попал. Попал. Попал.
Damn. Almost had it.
Хуя снайпер вообще.
Another on target.
Почему я не мог стрелять? У меня стрел, что ли, нет?
I won't miss the next one.
Чуть я не понял. У меня стрел нет или что? В натуре нету. Качественное. Ранище. Мне нужно обычное. Он говорит, я дам.
Another on target.
Got it. Got it.
Hit home.
What are you playing at?
Ну и чё? Ты где есть?
You're not allowed.
Ну и чё? Ты лох. Как все
So, how
прошло?
did it go?
Well done, Henry. You've come first. It looks like you really do know what you're doing with a bow. You're still not up to my standard, mind you, but a pretty good effort. Here are your winnings. I hope you'll wager them on some chumps again.
Угу. 30. Я хотел снова попытать силу в соревновании. Нет, мне не надо. Так, вонючка.
I'm looking for a fellow called Riki. Do you know him?
You mean Hinnick? He's the tanner's son, isn't he?
Any idea where I could find him?
I don't know. Try at his folks' house, but he doesn't spend much time there.
Так, ты его знаешь, можешь мне о нем
So you
рассказать.
know this Hinnick. Can you tell me something about him?
Not much, I confess. Most of the village folk avoid him like the plague.
Why's that?
No one with a nose likes spending too much time around tanners. And that Riki keeps bad company. I've never heard a good word said about him.
Угу. Что собой представляет его отец?
What can you tell me about the old courier?
He's as cantankerous as a hog in a thorn bush. He won't talk to anyone.
Угу. Почему Генека все зовут
Why do they
вонючкой?
call Hinnick Riki anyway?
He's a tanner, isn't he? If you're ever downwind of him, you'll understand. Tanning isn't a trade for the weak of stomach.
True enough, but not every courier gets cursed with a name like that.
Well, Hinnick's nature's no sweeter than his smell.
Угу. Как у него сложилась такая скверная
Why
репутация?
has he got such a bad name?
Well, like his old man, he doesn't talk much to anyone. And then he's always skulking off somewhere. I heard he got a taste of the pillory in Ratai for thieving. And in Neuhof, he got boozed up in the alehouse with his cronies, and they beat up some merchants.
So a bit more than high spirits.
Just so. We're all honest folk here, and we've no use for the likes of him.
Угу. Должен быть кто-то, кто общается с вонючкой.
Don't tell me there's not a single person who talks to him.
He's been seen around with one of the bathhouse wenches. Adela, I believe she's called.
Угу. Назад. Блять. А это надо вообще? Нет, закончить разговор. Или надо? Так, 100 девка из купальни. Выследите вонючку. Поговорить с отцом. Ладно, пойдем в купальню. Где? Стрелу убираем.
Not at all. I've been here several times. Well, I suppose I should be flattered it wasn't my face you were looking at.
Look where you're going.
Так, это ты? А, не она, да?
Be a bit more careful.
Все-таки она.
What do you want here?
Вот эта баба. Адела, поговорить. Вонючка.
I heard you've been seeing Hinek, the tanner's son.
So what? Come to preach at me, have you? That I'm a loose woman, a sinner, that I seduce decent men?
Так. Это твое дело.
I just wanted to ask you a few questions. It's not my business how you live your life.
I'm glad to hear it. Some folk don't care for the way I make a living.
I can imagine.
So what about you then? You look a bit careworn. A bath with a bit of company might do you good.
Нет, спасибо.
That's not what I'm here for.
Shame. So what do you want to know?
Где Гинек?
Where can I find Hinek?
I haven't seen him in the village for a few days. He must have run off to the woods again.
Does he do that often?
From time to time.
What the hell does he get up to there?
I don't know.
Угу. Я друг Гинека. Звучит похоже на то, что он что-то задумал. Блять, ну я друг, она что, не знает друзей? Ну что-то задумала, он тоже может не выдать. Сколько? 7 плюс 1? Я думаю, что у нее меньше будет. Я скажу, я друг Гинека. Хотя я спросил. Ладно, я друг, короче.
Hinek's my friend, and I really need to know where he is and what he's doing.
But I already told you I don't know where he's got to.
So I suppose he just goes to the woods to pick mushrooms, does he?
Mushrooms,
Отлично.
no. More like hares or other game.
So Hinek is a poacher? That's no surprise.
Well, he was never much of one for an honest trade.
Do you know exactly where he goes? Maybe he has some favourite spot he might have told you about?
He said he has some hideout in the woods, but he didn't tell me where.
Угу. Так, когда ты его видел в последний раз?
When did you last see him?
A few days ago, he came to me late in the evening, drunk.
And that was unusual?
I never saw him drink much. He always came to me sober.
So he was acting strangely that evening?
He was strange. I had the feeling he was afraid of something. He keeps prattling on and didn't seem to care about you know what. So I threw him out and I haven't seen him since.
Угу. Что он сказал тем
Do you
вечером?
remember anything he said that evening?
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it. But he never said what it was. And that it wasn't worth it for the money. Aye. And then he was talking about the money. That was very odd.
Угу. Про
What did he say
гроши?
about the money?
just that he had a pile of it hidden behind his house.
I see. What did you say to that?
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl, and other harlots wouldn't go with him even for money. And if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave. Or he'd go with me, and we could get married and such. All just poppycock.
Ты искала
Did you go there
гроши.
for a look?
No, I've got better things to do. Obviously he made it up. Where would a layabout like him get so much coin?
Yes, I understand.
Так, а где
Did he tell
конкретно
you
они
exactly where
спрятаны?
he hid it?
He said he buried it at his father's small holding in the western corner.
All right, thank you.
Назад. Так, про
Another thing
гроши.
about the money.
What is it?
Так, я все так назад. Никто бы больше не стал с ним
Is
спать.
it true?
What?
Other whores wouldn't go with him even for money.
The other bathhouse girls are honest, so I don't know. The truth is, I felt a bit sorry for him. Folk don't like him, but it's only 'cause his old man is a grouch and a tanner.
Так, я слышал
I
другое.
heard they don't like him because he keeps company with villains.
True enough. But they didn't like him before that either. Or me. They're close-minded yokels. Both of us are the black sheep of the village.
There's nothing more between you?
No, nothing. Maybe Hinnek thinks differently. But that's how it goes.
Так, укрытие
I need to know
Геннека.
more about that hideout.
I really don't know where it is. I only know when he came back, he usually came to see me.
I see.
Так, как ты узнал, что он был в лесу?
How did you know he'd been to the woods?
He always talked about what he caught, and he never came to me at other times. Probably didn't have the money for it.
Кому он продавал
Do you know who
мясо?
he sold it to?
He never told me straight up. But who could he sell it to? The innkeeper, I reckon. It makes sense.
For sure.
В каком направлении он отправлялся к своему
Do you know what
укрытию?
route he took? At least the general direction. Anything that could help me find his hideout.
I think he usually went through the woodcutter's camp, 'cause he always brought me freshly chopped firewood, and he had wood chips on his boots.
Good. So at least I know where to start.
Все вроде, да? Ну все, окей, я все спросил.
What are you gaping at? Have you paid?
Отойди.
No? Then get lost.
Пиздец, там надо проверить сколько. Корчмарю сначала. Сходим.
What was that?
Здесь рядом прям.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Так, вонючка.
I want to ask about the courier's son, Hinnek.
But ask someone else. They've nothing to do with Riki. He'd only
Пиздец.
drive my customers away.
Really? I heard a different story. I heard the two of you do business together.
Who are you, anyway?
A friend of Hinnek's. He's gone missing and I need to find him.
I don't know where he is. But if you find the bastard, tell him he still owes me some goods.
Ага. У меня нет времени на увертки. Покупка у браконьеров преступление. Немного монет помогут. Геннек тебе что-то должен? Ага. Так. Покупка у браконьеров преступления. У меня плюс 4 еще плюс.
I don't give a damn what deals you've been doing together. I won't tell anyone. I just need to know where Riki is. It's urgent.
What have our deals got to do with where he disappeared to?
More than you think. It's likely Riki is hiding out at his poaching lair. And believe me, it wasn't hard to find out who was buying game from him, and it's even easier to go to the castle and tell them. Poaching's a crime, after all.
All right.
Отлично.
Well, give me your word of honor you won't tell anyone about our deal.
You have my word.
Fine. So, what do you want to know?
Угу. Укрытие Гинека.
I hear Hinek has a hideout in the woods he uses for hunting game. Do you know where it is?
Not exactly. That is... I don't know where it is at all.
But
I happen to know it's a dark place. A cave or an old mine shaft.
how do you know that?
Whenever Riki was going poaching, he always came to me first for candles and lamp oil. He brought the game skinned and gutted, so we had to have a light for that.
Угу. Сколько дичи
How
он
much
тебе
game did he
приносил?
bring you?
Not much, a few pieces. There's no great demand here. Sometimes the gentry has something, otherwise it ends up in sausages.
Угу. И где же находится старый шахт?
And do you know of any mine shafts nearby?
There's a few of them around. There's one on the opposite bank, a short way off the path leading from the forge to the west. Then there's a mine gallery to the east of the village, up in the woods above the cliffs. And I heard there's one shaft on the headland close to the water.
Thank you.
Отлично.
You're welcome. Watch you don't break your neck, though. It's rough ground, and you could easily fall down a shaft.
Так, закончить разговор. Что у нас дальше здесь? Выследить вонючку. Так, поговорить с отцом. Вот, погнали. Сюда бегут. Блять. Так, вот он, кожевник.
Good day to you.
Так, вонючка.
I'm looking for a fellow called Riki. Have you ever heard of him?
Sure. Why wouldn't I? That's what they call my son, Hinek.
Ah, you wouldn't happen to know where he is, would you?
I don't know nothing.
Don't you at least know where he usually goes? It's important.
Hinek shows up at home once in a blue moon, so I don't know nothing about where he gets to. Even if I did, why would I tell every Tom, Dick and Harry?
Угу. Кто его друзья? Я посланник пана Рацика. У Гинека неприятности. Не зли меня. Угу. Но он своего не сдаст. У Гинека неприятно. Бля, и мало ли он ему скажет. У Гинека неприятности. Может, он этих выдаст.
I'm trying to find him so I can warn him.
That's nothing new. He's always up to his ears in it.
But this time his neck's on the block. He got mixed up with some very dangerous people. I have to find him.
All right. He was here a few days ago, but he left right away. He looked like he was in a hurry.
And you don't know where he went?
I've got an idea, but I don't know where it is exactly.
I don't follow.
Hinek makes some money on the side from poaching. He boasted to me a few times about what a great hideout he found in the woods, but he never told me where it is.
Well, it's not much to go on, but it's better than nothing. Thank you.
Угу. Убежище браконьера.
Don't you have any clue at all where his hideout could be?
I really don't know nothing about that. I could tell when he'd come from there is all.
How's that?
Because every time he brought some hides for tanning and money.
Угу. Грош, который он приносил
Did he have
домой.
money because he sold the stuff right away?
I suppose. He never kept any of his loot here.
Do you know who he sold it to?
No. But the innkeeper came here now and again and gave him coin. Of course, it could have been for me.
All right. I'll ask at the inn then.
Так, я должен узнать больше.
Nothing. I swear to God Almighty, I've said all I know. Hinek never told me nothing.
Угу. Сделай усилие, ты должен был что-нибудь заметить. Ты должен
I
был
know he didn't
что-нибудь
talk to you
заметить.
about it, but you must have noticed something, right? How much time did he spend away? What was he wearing? How did he look when he came back? Anything?
Well, he came and went at all sorts of hours. I really don't know. Except maybe one thing. He'd come home scratched with brambles and with leaves and muck on him.
So he probably went through thick woods to get to that place.
I reckon. What do I know?
Угу. Все, ладно. Как насчет поторговаться? Так, я хотел лук впарить, да? Вот. Полтос. Что мало. Ну ладно. Давай хотя бы за 60, что ли. Хотя у
Let's
него
talk
бабок
about the
нет.
price.
Давай за 60.
Is this enough?
It'll take more than that to persuade me.
Ну ладно. Ну давай, ладно, хер с ним
I'll
отдам.
go for that.
Так. Теперь надо у него золотишко подрезать. На левом берегу. Пещеру среди холмов. Расспроси в лагере. Жесть. Погоди. А что, такая зона поисков, что ли, большая?
What's that? Is someone there?
Блять. А, прям ровно, походу, по периметру, да, поэтому. Ну да. Надо найти по-любому.
What's going on there? Who's there?
Так, а заканчивается уже здесь, да? За домом. Может, здесь где? Блять. Нет.
What's going on there? Hey, who's there? Who's there? What's going on there? Hey, anything else?
Бля, где же это золото-то? Где бабло? Опа. Начать копать. Украсть. 115. Ладно. Так, пойдем сначала вот сюда вот. Как мы туда пройдем? Пройдем мы туда вот так, наверное. Туда что ли идет? Блять. Так, тропинка здесь, да? Нам теперь сюда. А, вот она пещера. Угу. А она завалена. Значит, не то, да? Я так понимаю. Угу. А здесь что надо взять? Украшение. Пойдем сюда тогда.
Jesus, not as shallow as it looks.
И чё, ты не можешь переплыть, что ли? Что-то я не пойму. Вон там, я так понимаю, да? Не хочет. А, вон есть. Так. Опа, она еще одна. Тоже завалено, да? Ладно. Мчим сюда.
Damn it, I wish I was able to swim.
Блять. О. Еще одна деревня, да? Так, там мост. Так, где-то здесь, да? Что мне здесь надо? Украшение, да? На втором, что ли? А, вот ты где. А, здесь можно было зайти, да? Ну ладно. Мастер. Фломастер. Так.
The lady of Townburg
Меня
sent me.
послали с
She wants
Тальмберга.
me to find out why the crown's been delayed.
Through no fault of ours, I can tell you that. We had a large stone ordered for mounting on the crown, a beautiful Moldavite from South Bohemia that we had cut and polished in Prague. But, well, in short, the good merchant, Martin Wiesek, who was supposed to bring it from Prague, got lost along the way. It's like the ground swallowed him up.
Lady Stephanie won't be happy.
Look, we've got something else here we can replace the stone with, but I'm sure even you can see it's not worthy of a noble wedding, and definitely not worthy of our fine craftsmanship. Oh, if I only had someone who'd try to find the Moldavite.
Так, я попытаюсь найти
Why don't
камень,
you just
окей.
ask me? Of course I'll try to find the stone. Just tell me where the fellow was seen last.
That fellow, as you call him, the esteemed merchant, Martin Wiesek, was last seen riding alongside the Sassau River, passing by the footbridge over the ford, to the west of here. Evidently, he never made it to Sassau town.
Well, I'll look for him, but he could be far over the mountains by now. Or under the ground.
Угу. Так, а что ты мне можешь сделать? Понятно.